Number 3, my favorite, ignoring the war. Some of you right now watching this, you are getting spiritually wrecked. Not because you're weak, trust me, not because you're weak, but it's because you're passive in a spiritual war that you refuse to acknowledge. Ephesians 6:12, Paul says this, and he reminds us, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against authorities, against the powers, the dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. We don't fight here. We don't fight flesh and blood. And some of you, you're in this spiritual battle and you know it, but for some reason, I don't know why. Actually, I know why, because I was born and raised in this, that it's a spiritual thing. Like, I don't know, we're not really taught this. That's too weird. The gifts of the Spirit are too weird. No, it is real as real can be. And how can we think that it's not real? I mean, we already believe that Jesus was born of a virgin. So for us to think that, oh, we don't really fight in the spiritual world, like we already believe in a supernatural. So why is this any different? So that's who we fight. So whether you fight or not, the battle's real. Don't care. I don't care. But I'm telling you right now, God is raising up a remnant and he's calling you to break free, to build the kingdom. Do you want it? If you don't, move. If you do not fight, you forfeit. Passivity is permission for you to forfeit. In 2 Kings, 2 Kings 13, King Joash, right? Elijah told him to strike the ground with arrows. He tapped 3 times, half-heartedly, and Elisha rebuked him. Not Elijah, Elisha rebuked him. He says, you should have struck it 5 or 6 times. Then you would have completely destroyed your enemies. So some of you are living in this partial victory because you've given partial effort. It's time for you to wake up. Get your armor back on, soldier. Pick up the sword of the Spirit. Don't survive, fight. Some of you are wearing a Jesus jersey right now, and we can't tell you, the ones who are playing the game, we can't tell you if you're a fan or if you're a player. And if you're a player, get in the game. If you're a fan, move because you forfeited. 4th one, the silence. The silence. You feel the nudge to speak, but you stay quiet. I've been there. Even recently, I was there in a situation. Felt like I should have said something, but I didn't. And later, I was like, thank you, Lord, for reminding me. Yes, next time I'm going to speak up. You see a compromise, but you look away. You witness the brokenness in your workplace, or the brokenness in your church. But you avoid the awkward, like, I don't want to go up to them. I don't want to sound weird. So I'm just going to avoid it completely. That's not humility. That's not wisdom. That's called fear of man. And Proverbs 29:25 talks about the fear of man, where it says, the fear of man will prove to be a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord will keep it safe. Your silence enables darkness. So if you like darkness, stay silent. But God has called you into his marvelous light. And when you accept Christ, you are now the light of the world. Adam's silence, right, in the garden was darkness coming into the earth. Peter's denial in the courtyard. Right? Jonah's fight in Nineveh, remember? God told him to go to Nineveh and he ran the other way. Fear of man. Silence isn't neutral, it's destructive. It's destructive. Jude 23, right? It says, Jude 2:3, right? It says, snatch others from the fire and save them. That's not quiet. It's not bold. That is urgent. Snatch others from the fire to save them. Speak truth, but do it in love. But speak. Speak truth. Do it in love. Do it with grace and truth. And finally, the spiritual passivity shows up stagnation. You used to chase after God. You used to be on fire for God so much. You used to chase after him with all your heart. That's the only thing you can think about. You're reading the Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. You're going back to Genesis. Where's Jesus in all this? You used to study, you used to pray, you used to fast, you used to grow. But now, life just got busy. Now you're just coasting. Now you're coasting. And now you're living on old victories The last miracle story that you have was from 14, 15, 16 years ago. You're coasting. You're coasting. Romans 12:2, it says, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Renewal isn't, here's a misconception. Renewal is not a one-time event and done. It's daily. Dallas Willard, if you haven't read his books, he's a great theologian and just author, easy read. The books are easy to read. But he says, grace is not opposed to effort. It is opposed to earning. So in other words, what he's saying is growth takes effort. You won't drift magically into discipleship. You won't. It takes effort. Got to go back into his word. You got to pray like it matters, not just a quick 5-minute prayer. Make time to pray. Fast. Journal. Engage community. Shake off the fog. Shake off the dust. If you are stagnant, you are slipping. So again, the 5 signs of the spiritual passivity: lukewarmness, pious excuses, ignored warfare, fearful silence, and a stagnant spirit.